Hello there everybody and welcome to another Guild Wars 2 video, and we're going to talk about our beta feedback from the beta weekend. The final
Yay!
beta weekend.
Boo!
Yeah, the game's kind of gone now and it's not coming back for a whole of a month. But we just wanted to sit down and talk about what we thought about the final beta weekend. So what was the main thing for you, Rob?
I got to play Guild Wars 2 again.
Yep,
That's kind of what I say every time, but
I
it's
know.
true. It's really exciting, and I
It's worth mentioning, isn't it?
I loved looking forward to it. I loved being able to give my daughter an account so she could play, and it was just brilliant. And everything about it. I played 3 different characters. I got them up to low level, 15 and 16 and oh sorry, 13 and 16 and 8, I think.
Yeah.
Finally tried the Elementalist properly and the Engineer properly, and then made a Mesmer anyway.
That's right.
Yeah, it was awesome, and it just felt really ready again, I suppose. And it was really stable. It was absolutely rock solid. The whole weekend, there was one patch which I had when I was online where I had to restart my client to get it, but it was literally my client restarting, not the server. And the other time was right at the end of our time in beta. We had a little message pop up saying, "Oh, by the way, guys, we're just doing some stuff. It might go a bit, weird for a few minutes. Sorry about that." And then we got a message saying it was all done. Thanks for our patience.
I know.
And I think other than social stuff and like sending mails, and I think you had problems with crafting stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was
Other
trying to. I was trying to like make some green wood dowels or something, and I had them in my bags, but it said like when the craft button was grayed out, and it didn't really make any sense. But other than that, it just kind of hardly noticed it, and it was
just
amazing.
worked.
Yeah,
It was just amazing. It was amazingly. Even if you didn't like Guild Wars 2 in any shape or form, the way their servers work is incredible for an MMO. It's just amazing. Um, wow, blown away by that technical feat, if anything else.
yeah. Well, what was that number you pulled out of the air when we were like doing events and stuff with Barry and Matt? We were doing some raptor gathering
Oh, Guild Wars
stuff,
1,
and you were
yeah.
talking about the Guild Wars 1 like total downtime over
Guild
like
Wars 1,
7 years.
total downtime for Guild Wars 1 is, I think it said 32 hours.
In 7 years.
Something Arena are supposedly really proud of, and I completely
That is
understand.
something to be really
Yeah,
proud of.
it's like if you're going to be proud of something,
I mean,
that is doing it right.
let's just compare that to like WoW. I mean,
I
for
don't think you can
instance,
count the time well.
because I mean, 32 hours. That's like one patch day, isn't it? Or something?
Yeah,
Because
that's
they'd patch it and they'd be like, "Oh, don't worry, guys. The servers are going down for like 9 hours." And then there'll be like the latest patch, and then they wouldn't come up, and everyone would be sat there raging for like an additional 9 hours.
on the forums.
I can't play my game. Oh
I
my
know.
god.
I know. So
Which is fair enough. Now we're looking at Guild Wars. If you came from Guild Wars and went into the world of Warcraft patching system, my God, would you rage?
yeah,
Why are these
you
people taking the server down? What are
you
they?
would be you would be justified in doing so.
It's amazing that not it's only ArenaNet who do this. I don't know. I don't know enough
They've
of the
obviously
technology, but
they've got some kind of secret server system.
I think it's what God is. I think that's what God is.
Hmm.
I think God sits in ArenaNet's server
Well, I
room,
don't
and
know.
he just is the server room, and so therefore he can
I, I,
do
I
whatever
don't
the
know,
hell he
Rob.
wants.
I don't know. Let's not get into a theological debate. We're talking about Guild
about
Wars 2.
about worshipping ArenaNet's server room. Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
Server rooms.
Yeah.
Maybe he's omnipotent.
I think
Maybe he's everywhere. Okay.
so. Anyway,
shut up.
I'm just going to talk about what I thought. My major thoughts were after the beta. I mean, yeah, as you say, it was great to be able to play Guild Wars 2 again. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. but at the same time, there's this sense of playing it that I knew would be sort of different from actually when the game is released, in the sense that, when you're playing it and you know that it's going away in a couple of days, it just affects the way that you play it. And what I'm looking forward to more than anything else about next month when the game comes out is the fact that, I can log in and, do a few little events, gather some materials, do some different activities, and then log out when I'm done or when I've had enough, and the game will be there when I want it next. And
Yes.
I won't. There were because I mean, for me, playing it, there's this when it's a beta weekend, there's this sense of I've got to do that and I've got to do that, and I want to cram it all in so I can try all these different things, and it's going to be just nice to just have it all there all the time.
Yeah, just to chill out and have that kind of the time to really actually enjoy the experience more than
In a
you would
more
do
laid
normally.
back sense, yeah.
Yeah, and the
The
pressure off. There isn't the pressure on to actually level as much.
Yeah.
So
Well,
all that
we
kind of stuff is.
we went through at one point we were like trying to level really quickly, and at that point Guild Wars 2 just doesn't seem to work in the same way, because it's not about that, is it? Leveling up is not something that you want to rush in this game. It's much more to do with just absorbing the world and the content. And if the minute you try and start just like hoarding XP, it just it kind of just loses the whole point of what it is. And we were trying to get up high enough to do dungeons, but we didn't actually manage to get there. But yeah, when we were doing those events to try and do that, oh my god, fucking mosquito.
I heard it.
Yeah. Bzzz. But yeah, when we were trying to do those events, it just kind of seemed really like we were doing it wrong. And I think that's one of the great things about Guild Wars 2, is that it just encourages you to play in a more natural way and not just arbitrarily look at the whole let's go and get XP really quickly route, like the
Yeah.
traditional model of MMOs. Like, because in other MMOs, the whole thing is level up to max level really quickly so you can actually play the game.
Yeah, it's amazing how your mindset is still constantly trying to draw back to that MMO setting. For example, in WoW, let's use WoW again, or any MMO to be honest that uses that kind of setup. You basically go around and you gather a set of quests in your quest log. You fill it up. You go out. You do all the quests. You come back. You hand them all in you cash in, as it's called. You cash it in for your XP, and the reason you do it is to get to the next level. Whereas in Guild Wars, if you go from heart to heart, you miss so much, because what we found was when we did what was it? In the Shiver Peaks.
I don't know.
What Wayfinder?
It doesn't really matter
Foot
specifically,
Hills or
does it?
something? Can't remember. But that zone anyway. When we were doing that zone, I'm just using it as a point of reference. And we were banging through the content, getting from heart to heart, and finding all the waypoints and all that kind of stuff. We missed chaining events, and we missed loads of stuff which would have actually gotten us a lot of XP. And actually, the most XP we got was from the events that were dynamic.
Yeah.
Like the big shaman fight, like the worms as well, which that was kind of the dynamic event of the boss worm outside got us a load of XP as well,
Yeah.
and all those kind of things. So the dynamic events seem to give us more, and when you only get them when you're around
Just doing
areas,
stuff.
yeah, when stuff happens, like
Yeah.
I think what the hearts do is they kind of gather people into an area, and then the dynamic events trigger, and that's the meat of the content. Whereas the heart's just trying to get you into the actual
Get you into the area
to kind of
to kind of prime the dynamic events.
almost to get your attention,
Yeah.
and then you go into the actual dynamicness of the event.
It's like that's the skeleton upon which the meat hangs.
Meat. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and also when you just go in from objective to objective on the map, and you're not kind of just exploring naturally, as you say, you just miss so much. Like even just gathering, like if you're just running around and you stop to like mine and get all your like resources gathered, then when you go back into town and you start crafting, and you suddenly realise, oh my god, so much experience from crafting.
Oh
And you
yeah, man, that was amazing.
yeah, so I mean, if you just say from the get-go, oh, I'm going to run out the doors and I'm going to get the high level really quickly, I mean, yeah, it might be possible to do that, but you're kind of missing the point again because, I mean, Guild Wars 2, you're playing endgame the minute you start it, really. I mean, that is what it feels like.
Yeah, it does accomplish that really well, especially once you get past the starting zone. There are a lot of things in the starting zone which are obvious, tutorial moments. But once you get out of that and into the actual first heart quests and things like that, then it starts to feel, proper.
You're just playing the game at that point. You're not
Yeah.
like leveling up to play the game.
I've seen some feedback from videos where people have said they don't get why they've been taken down in the first boss fight in the the cool golem or the massive frost worm thing. Why they got hit and they got taken down there, and then they can't die. Why can't they die when they're down and they've managed to get to like 0 health on their meter? And there are all these questions like, well, it's obvious. It's introducing the down state. It's showing a boss fight. It's there's so many things that they need to show you before you go out into the world.
I just want to say that I didn't die though.
Well, yes, but it's in a lot of the front boss fights. It's very hard.
I looked out for stuff that was going on and moved out of the way. I mean,
yeah, but even though there seems to be
L2P noob. L2P.
There seems to be a very big area of effect that doesn't seem to be telegraphed, and that's what people were getting at, was the fact that some people, I mean, like Gamebreaker, might be recorded himself actually nowhere near this effect happened, and showed him like getting down on the ground, and then suddenly this mob appeared next to him, and he didn't understand why. And it was because obviously if he'd hit the mob, he'd rally, and you'd understand all that malarkey. Which is great, and I understand why they're doing that, but obviously it feels a bit kind of like forced. But past that,
he probably just needs a new graphics card.
maybe. Past that, it worked really well. Yeah, it was. I don't think. I can't. World v World was a bit slow this time, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did try some World versus World, and we went in and yeah, I just wasn't. We didn't find the epic battles that we'd had before, and I don't know whether that was because it was just you and me that went in, and we weren't in a bigger group like we have had in the past. But I mean, I don't know whether there was just less people doing it, or it just didn't seem to be.
I'm not sure if it was just me being absolutely knackered.
It might have been that.
Because I was so
there was
unresponsive.
like a few skirmishes where I was like, come over here and help me kill this guy, and you were like running away doing something else.
And what? It was
Yeah.
like 2 o'clock. Was it 2 o'clock in the morning or something? I don't know.
It was
ridiculously
pretty late. And you were just like, I can't do it. And I was like, all right, fine, let's just not do this anymore.
Yeah. And that was, but then that's awesome. We were able to go and scale up.
I'm
to
sure
World v
World versus World was good for other people. It's just we didn't really find any like epic battles or anything. Probably we just weren't trying hard enough.
Jumping puzzles, though.
Oh yeah, jumping
puzzles.
We
My
found
God, the spawn of Satan.
that one in Metrica province. Is that what it's called? The
Yeah.
Azura starting zone
On
the east side.
Yeah, it's
Where
like
that-
province, but it's not, is it? Metrica something.
Metrica penis.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe let's just call it province and then get flamed. Yeah, that area. It was awesome. It was really good, but
We did just give up though, didn't we? We
it was
got completely demoralised.
painfully mental. I actually saw a video of Wooden Potatoes, a guy who does a lot of Guild Wars 2 stuff. He's the lore god of Guild Wars 2.
Yeah,
on
we'll put a
YouTube.
little annotation up to link to that video.
And him and one of his mates, they did it, and they did another
Wow.
one as well. And it was, I was like, yeah, hats off to you. That was, I think he spent hours trying to do it.
Must have done, because we were there for a good 20 minutes to 40 minutes trying to do it and just going insane.
Yeah, but we were just laughing at Pro as well most of the time.
We were, but we kind of took a group vote on, let's just go out of here.
Yeah,
do
it's
something
fair enough.
else.
I mean, we had to walk away because it was getting so frustrating. But the actual idea is amazing and it works really well.
I
And
love the
they've got-
fact that it's in there. and you don't have to do it, but it's there if you want it, and
Yeah,
it
it was
just
brilliant.
adds another layer to the game.
It was brilliant, and there's actually quite a few. It was it was it was infuriating,
Yeah.
but good.
Speaking about jumping puzzles,
Vistas.
did you enjoy Vistas?
I did really enjoy Vistas. Not necessarily for the actual Vista itself. I found the white screen that flashed up in front of my eyes actually quite blinding, and the first few ones it was actually painful.
You need to
Um,
turn the brightness down on your
I
monitor,
know.
man,
I thought
because
that's
mine,
what,
I didn't have that issue.
but my brightness isn't massively high. It was just bizarre. It was like, oh, that was just a bit too bright. Ooh, oh, we buy gum like that.
What are you doing? Are you like, is your monitor like 1 inch from your face or something? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
but
the, I
isn't
mean,
that how everyone has their
what?
monitor?
Oh, am I doing it wrong?
Well, I thought you have to, lean right in, otherwise you don't get
No,
the whole experience.
no, that's not
And
the
then
case.
if you go close enough, you see with a widescreen monitor, you get peripheral vision. So
Oh, right, yeah, yeah. It's like 3D,
yeah, it's awesome.
stereoscopic gaming.
I can't see though.
But
So
anyway, back on topic. God, that was an unfortunate tangent to go down. Yeah, Vistas I thought were amazing, and I actually got pretty OCD about it. Like, you go into a zone and it's like, right, where's the Vistas? Because it's not like a combat-based thing that you're going after. It's exploration, and it's not just exploration in the sense of running up to a point of interest and it going ding on the map. It's like you get to the place, and it's like there's somewhere around here. There's a few jumps that you need to do, and you'll get rewarded with
Yeah.
XP, and it just it's my favourite thing that was added, and I don't know why. It's such a simple thing, but something about it just works on a really profound level for me.
I think they did it really well. I think they did it really well because they managed to put them in places which were really interesting, and
Yeah,
and
that
not just.
there's no way you would think about going to some of these places otherwise.
Well, you would. This is what I think is really interesting about it is. Remember in Ironforge when you used to be able to jump up the side of that wall to get on the top of that house, just
Yeah,
next to the bank,
yeah.
and
You would see
everyone used to do
people
this,
there for hours trying to like walk up the
do it,
wall to get
yeah,
to it.
and then they'd be throwing snowballs and stuff off the top of it, or you'd get the
Yeah,
horde who'd run up to the top of it,
and
and
some of
they'd
them
be
are
all like,
some of them the vistas in Guild Wars 2 are completely like that,
"Well, that's what I was
and
thinking."
they've given you a reason to do it.
It's like they're letting you climb on their buildings, which is
Yeah,
something that Blizzard never really wanted you to do because obviously there was no ladder there or anything to get you up. It
yeah.
was just a glitch.
In later patches and expansions and stuff, it was always like walled off invisibly as well.
Yeah, but what they've done is taken this kind of weird little mechanic,
Subgenre.
yeah, and made it into like a fully blown.
Well, why not? Why
I
not
know.
cater to every playstyle you can think of? I think that's what the design motivation there is, isn't it? It's like, how many different ways have people try to play games like this, and how can we incorporate that?
Yeah, it's like you run up the side of Mount Hyjal, is it, to get inside it,
Oh yeah,
and those
when it
kind of
was
things.
like out of bounds, and you could get
Yeah,
banned for playing the game. You could get banned from WoW for like going into Hyjal.
yeah, it's that full exploration. I want to see what's up there thing that really
Yeah.
does work really well. I didn't. I thought the vistas were quite nice, but I didn't watch a lot of them because I just
Yeah.
wanted to get to the thing and
Just
hit
wanted to
the.
get to it and hit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I skipped most of the cutscenes myself, but some of them were pretty cool, and some of them actually revealed other sort of pathways to other bits and pieces that you were trying to get to that you couldn't necessarily get to
Yeah,
as
the
well.
city ones were nice as well because they gave you an actual bit of a zoomed out back look, proper look of the
Oh
area.
yeah, like Cube City, and
Yeah, that kind of stuff's
I
kind
only
of
really
cool.
did the ones in
Ratatouille.
Cube City.
Yeah, fair enough.
My favourite one of my favourite ones was the one in the middle of that where you jump down.
Yeah.
Because I just knew when I did it that there was no way that Proto would be able to do it.
Well, I jumped down onto that cube that was kind of floating, and then you jump across.
Yeah.
But then if you turned around and you found you could have actually just jumped onto the cube from the little bit of platform that was behind you.
That's how I did it.
Yeah, I jumped from the top.
What, the very top?
Well, not the very top. The kind of like the barrier. There's kind of like a little force field barrier, and I like leapt over the top of that force field
No,
barrier.
I went from the bridge sideways onto the platform.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah, there's
That's
no
how
right or wrong way to do it as well. You just kind
As
of
long as
do
you
it.
don't die on the way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So anyway,
jumping in the at vistas were awesome.
yeah. So I mean, that's all I've got about the beta.
I suppose
Have you got-
crafting's probably. I actually crafted for the first time properly this time.
Yeah.
And I was surprised at how much XP it got me, and how much when you discover items, how much actual crafting XP that gets you. Because I got my weaponsmith to level 50 nearly, just 49 and what 2/3 something, and it was really easy to do and really quick. And what I was doing was basically making components and then going into the obviously the making it up place, crafting area, and putting them in, and then putting like making a pistol, and then putting in a magical kind of ruined item, like those little wood.
So you
blocks can
crafted.
get. Yeah, but it wasn't like you can craft from the list and all that kind of stuff. But discovering the items was really cool, and you could actually you actually got a lot of crafting XP from that. So I'd recommend it to people who don't normally craft, like my good self.
Yeah. I sort of didn't really get massively into the crafting, but I did do a lot of gathering because I just loved the fact that you can go around and chop down trees and mine.
The chopping down trees is just brilliant, though.
Oh, I always wanted to do that in WoW. Like, I just always wanted to be able to just get an axe and go out and chop down some trees and get rewarded for it. And again, Guild Wars 2, they knew that people wanted to do that because it had been brought up so many times, and they've just put it in.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
And I just love the way it works and the fact that you can gather everything. And then that's the other thing, the fact that you can deposit all collectibles and it's just not in your bag anymore, and then you can go off and do more. And then later when you come back to it, you've got hordes of it all kind of stacked up.
Yeah, the deposit collectibles thing, deposit all collectibles button, is one of the most awesome buttons ever created.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Oh, my bag's full. Like, there you go.
It's half full now.
It's just brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, it works really well. It works so well. So yeah, I mean, I didn't get into the crafting on a much more epic scale like you did, but I mean, I looked at it and crafted some basic items, and just the XP that you get from it is nice, and you feel like you're creating items that can be used, even if you're not going to use them yourself. They can be given to like people in the guild, or
I found that they were definitely better than like what I had, and that was right at the start when I was crafting magical items. They were better than.
So it was worth doing.
Currently. It was definitely worth doing, especially starting low level. And I know that like the kind of crafting, the weapons kind of plateau at the top level, kind of, but it was actually worth it. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So, is there anything else? Or I think we've covered most of it, haven't we?
Basically, we had an awesome time. I'm really looking forward to release now.
Yeah. It's not going to be too long to wait. I mean, it's like a month basically. So, yeah, I can't believe it's going to be out. And, it's going to be amazing. Anyway, let's wrap up this video. Thanks guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to be notified about our future videos. We will be doing all sorts of different feature-specific videos and videos to do with, like combat-specific stuff and class-specific stuff. Got all sorts planned, so if you're interested in watching those, please subscribe to be notified about them. If you've got any comments about this video, please leave them below, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Moi.